In the beginning of the film story, the girl is shown whose name is Nancy. She came from America to Mexico because she wants to go to the sea here, where her mother came when Nancy was about to be born, and now her mother died of cancer. She came here to remember her mother, and now she is sitting in the car and going there. But she doesn't know the name of that place, so she shows the picture of her mother to the driver, so that he recognizes this place and takes her there. Because that driver was going to live here and knew about every place, so he takes Nancy from the jungle to the sea. Nancy was very happy to come here, and this place is very beautiful. The driver asks Nancy how to go back, on which she says that I will take a car and go. And she thanks him because he brought her here, after which he leaves from here. This place was completely deserted. Apart from Nancy, there were only 2 people in the sea who were surfing. Surfing means enjoying the high waves of the sea through the boat. Because she also came here to surf, so she takes her surfboard and goes into the water. To surf, you have to wait for the high waves, and when Nancy was waiting, the 2 boys who were in the sea try to talk. Nancy tells them about herself, that I am from America. They say, wow, that's good, but Americans earn a lot here. Nancy says that there is something here that I should know, so tell me about it. They say that there are 2 rocks in the sea that sink completely in the water once a day, because this happens when the water level increases. Now, as soon as she saw the sea, big high waves began to come, where these 3 also start surfing with the waves of the sea. The 3 were having a lot of fun. Then she calls her sister in America. And when she was talking, then her sister takes her dad's phone. He tells Nancy, my daughter, please come back and complete your incomplete medical education. But she doesn't want to do that because she has left medical education forever, because her mother died of cancer. Since then, she has lost faith in the medical world and has been broken a lot. Her dad tells her that if you are making your mother the reason for leaving education, then this is completely wrong, because your mother was brave and courageous. Nancy says, look, even then she left us and went away. But Dad, don't worry, I will come to meet you very soon. Dad asks, when? We are missing you a lot, son. On which she answers, I don't know, I'll just come. Because actually she got emotional here, then she cuts her phone and goes surfing again. Then she feels that there is something in the water, and then the dolphins immediately come out of the water. Nancy was looking very cute. That's why she comes into the sea while following them. She sees that there is a very big whalefish here, which is dead, and all the birds are sitting on it. But now the wave comes again, where Nancy starts surfing again. But suddenly something collides with her boat, because of which she goes out of control and falls down to the bottom of the sea. Her boat is also separated from her. Then as soon as she comes up, she immediately catches her boat. Then as soon as she climbs on it, something in the water attacks her and starts pulling towards itself, because of which she could only see the corners of the water. But still she somehow comes out of the water and starts swimming towards the whalefish, because she can't go to the very edge of Nancy, because she is very far. When she was going towards the whalefish, then that thing in the water is also following her, which was nothing else but a shark. But before that, she would have reached her. Nancy would have reached the whalefish and climbed on it. The shark had injured Nancy's leg, because of which blood was coming out. She somehow gets scared and ties her legs, so that her blood stops. Here those 2 girls who were surfing with Nancy, they were going back. Nancy stands on the whalefish and shakes her hand. She stops for her help. She calls out, but she doesn't even look at her, because she was very far from her. That's why she couldn't hear her voice. And then she takes the car and leaves from here. And now Nancy is stuck in the middle of the ocean, on top of a dead whalefish. She can't even go into the water, because the shark will kill her. There was no one else here to help her. Nancy looks around, where she sees rocks, which are slightly above the water. And on the other side there was a buoy, which is also called a red signal, which is put in the water, so that the water level can be known. And in case of emergency, it was used to save lives. He is tied down with strong chains. And then she sees that the shark is coming towards her again. And then suddenly, she hits the whalefish. Nancy was on it, because of which she falls into the water, because she actually wants to kill Nancy. Now Nancy starts swimming that way, where there are rocks, where the shark starts following her. But before that, Nancy quickly climbs up the rock. There was a bird on this rock, which was injured by the whalefish, because it was also sitting on the whalefish. when the shark hit it, there is a wound on its wing, so it can't fly. In this way, Nancy and the bird got stuck on this rock, because of which Nancy's leg is badly injured. That's why she takes out her hair from her ear and puts her leg on the part where her flesh is scattered. It is obvious that she is in a lot of pain. She was putting a kind of leg, in which she was using her hair. Then she ties her jacket to her leg. Slowly, it is completely night. And then she sees that her surfing board is in the water. She wants to take it. That's why she looks around, that the shark is not there. And when she believes that the shark is not there, then she gets into the water and slowly starts to move towards the board. And then she sees that the shark is coming towards her. That's why she comes back quickly and climbs up the rock again. It is obvious that Nancy's leg is in a lot of pain. After this, it is morning. Nancy sees that there's a drunkard lying on the beach, and she starts shouting loudly, "Get up, please help me," because this man is not far from her. That's why he hears Nancy's voice and immediately gets up. Then Nancy tells him with gestures, "Go that way, there's my bag," in which there is a phone. You call someone and call for help. That man gets Nancy's bag, but he was drunk. That's why he puts his money and mobile in his pocket. He hangs the bag and starts going from here. Then that man's eyes float in the water. Nancy goes to the surfing board, because of which he gets greedy. He thinks that I will steal it and take it with me. I will sell it and get some money. That's why he immediately goes into the water and quickly reaches the surfing board. But when he was coming from there, then the shark attacks him and kills him and eats him. Now Nancy has only 6 hours, because after 6 hours, the sea level will rise. And Nancy has saved herself on this stone. He will also drown in the water, and then he will have no way to escape from the shark. But he was lucky, because the same 2 girls come here again, who had surfed with Nancy, and they were coming towards him in the water. Nancy screams and tells them, "Go away from here. There is a shark in the water." On which he says, "No, don't worry. There's no shark in the water." And then the shark attacks one of them. She puts it in her mouth and takes it into the water. The other boy is very scared, and to save his life, he quickly starts to go towards Nancy, because somehow he has to reach the stone. He quickly reaches the stone. Nancy was pulling him up. Then suddenly the shark attacks him from below and pulls him and takes him into the water. And in this way, a hope, which Nancy had seen a while ago, it was completely over. And now he had only half an hour left, inside which he had to get out of here, because after that the stone will sink in the water. Nancy was looking at the shark in the water, which was circling around him. She sees that if I get into the water, then I will only have 30 seconds, because after 30 seconds the shark will reach me. In the same water, a helmet is visible, which had a camera on it. And this was the same boy who Nancy was pulling up, and she gets into the water. But the camera does not reach his hand, because he had gone far away. And then the shark comes to him and tries to come to the top of the stone, because there was a little water on the stone. And because of this, Nancy falls into the water below the stone. Now the shark also wanted to come to him, but there were sharp stones and bushes here, in which the shark gets stuck. Taking advantage of this, Nancy comes back to the same stone where she was before, and she had succeeded in bringing the helmet with her, which had a camera on it. She starts making a video in the camera, in which she says that a whalefish died here, and the shark is in the water. The shark thinks that I have come in the middle of her food. That's why she's attacking me again and again. After this, Nancy records a message for her dad and sister. She says that I never thought that I would miss you so much. But yes, don't worry about me at all, because I'm not alone here, but I have a little companion with me. Saying this, she shows the whale in the camera, who is with her. Then she says, "Dad, I will definitely try to reach that boy to the red signal. And no matter what happens, I will not stop fighting. I will work with courage, just like Mom used to do, and she taught us the same way." After which she puts the camera back in the helmet, and throws it far away in the water, so that the helmet reaches the shore, and someone gets his message, or his family. Now Nancy had fixed the wings of the bird, but the bird was still not flying. That's why she puts it on a surfing board, and pours it into the water, so that it reaches the shore. And now Nancy has only a few minutes left. If she wants to escape, she will have to reach the red signal. But the problem was that she was a minute away from here. And within 30 seconds, the shark reached her. But apart from this, she had no other way. And now she is preparing to jump into the water, because her legs are almost in the water, when she sees that jellyfishes are coming up, and whoever swims near the jellyfishes, they don't get. And Nancy saw in the water that when the shark came to kill her, then the green bushes in the water had bitten her, which caused a lot of pain to the shark. So she understands that if I swim near the jellyfishes, then the shark will not come there. And now Nancy jumps into the water, where the shark starts following her. And after 30 seconds, the shark reaches her. But until then, under the water, the jellyfishes trap themselves, so that the shark can't reach her. And this also happens when the shark tries to reach her. Then, due to the jellyfish's dunk, she moves back. And Nancy quickly reaches the signal chains while swimming, which was tied to a strong rod below. After which she starts swimming upwards, where the shark once again follows her. Nancy reached the signal chains, and when she was climbing up quickly, then a rod of the chain breaks, because of which Nancy falls directly on top of the shark, and that broken rod, which was in Nancy's hand. She attacks the shark and hurts him a lot, and quickly climbs up the signal again. Because of this, the shark was very angry. She gets angry. That's why she attacks the signal. She hits it hard. But nothing happens to Nancy, because she was on top of the signal. Now Nancy's luck once again supports her, because she sees a ship in the water. She sends a signal with a flare gun on the signal. She fires that flare towards the sky, that I'm here. I'm still alive. But there's no use, because the ship had turned by then. They couldn't even see the flare. And here the shark is also trying to hit the signal, and trying to drop it, because Nancy was on top of it. That's why she sees that there is a lot of oil around the whale, because the oil comes out of the dead whale. And when the shark was going towards Nancy, Nancy fires the flare gun on the oil, because of which the fire spreads there. The shark also gets hurt, and her whole body starts burning. But then after going into the water, her fire goes out. But this makes her angry, and she starts attacking the signal. She grabs it with her teeth, and throws it into the water. And now Nancy is also in the water. But to save herself, she traps herself in a small place on the signal. But the shark's anger had increased so much that she starts pulling the signal down with the help of her teeth. She also breaks it from time to time. And Nancy sees that the signal's chain is tied with a very strong and thick rod. And she gets an idea. She starts diving into the water and starts pulling the part of the chain, which is tied with the upper part of the signal. She was doing this because her stomach had been delayed. The shark's teeth are also tied to a rod of the signal. And then with great difficulty, Nancy pulls the chain and separates it from the signal. The chain was very heavy. That's why she starts pulling it down. Now the shark was also free. That's why she starts following Nancy. Nancy was going down very fast. There was a shark right behind her. But before that, Nancy's body collides with the big rods below. Nancy's body collides with the big rods below. Nancy's body collides with the big rods below. She leaves the iron chain and moves to the side. But the shark can't turn so fast. That's why the big, strong iron rods get inside the shark and cross her body. And in this way, the dangerous shark is killed. After this, we see that Nancy has reached the sea. A man comes to save her, because the camera in which Nancy recorded the message has reached the shore and found a child, after which the child brought her father here. And in this way, Nancy's bravery and the passion to not lose, she comes out of this difficult time.
That's why we should always be courageous.
And should work with passion, no matter how difficult the situation is. This film ends here.